Look at yourself, look closely. How many times have you said, "I'll do it tomorrow"? How many times have you convinced yourself that there will be another opportunity, another moment, another day? Let me tell you something you don't want to hear. Something you've ignored your entire life. Tomorrow doesn't exist. It's a lie you've told yourself to feel better, to avoid the discomfort of doing what you really need to do. Every time you say tomorrow, what you're really saying is never. Tomorrow is the graveyard of dreams that never came true. Tomorrow is where ambition goes to die. Tomorrow is the refuge of cowards, those who don't dare, those who choose excuses over effort, those who sit back and watch life pass them by while convincing themselves that someday things will change. And right now you are one of them. You look at your life and wonder why you're still stuck. You wonder why you haven't achieved what you want. You wonder why success always seems just out of reach. It's not fate, it's not bad luck, it's not a lack of time, and it's you. You who always finds a reason to delay, you who chooses comfort over growth. You who sees challenges and immediately looks for an escape. You who wishes for success but refuses to do what it takes to earn it. You blame circumstances, you blame the world, you blame everything except the one person responsible for your situation, yourself. And while you sit there waiting for some miracle, waiting for the perfect time, waiting for motivation to magically appear, life is moving on without you. Time does not wait. Opportunities do not wait. And if you don't act, life will leave you behind. How many more days will you let slip away? How many more chances will you throw in the trash? How many more excuses will you make before you finally realize that the only way forward is through action? Wake up now. Because tomorrow is a fantasy. It's the excuse that keeps you trapped in mediocrity. It's the story you tell yourself to justify inaction. And one day when you finally look back, you will realize that tomorrow never came. That all those dreams you once had, they never happened. That all those things you swore you would do, you never even started. And by then it will be too late. So I ask you, what are you going to do right now? Or are you going to keep making the same mistakes? Are you going to keep lying to yourself? Are you going to let life slip through your fingers while you sit there and do nothing? Or are you going to stand up, take responsibility, and fight for the life you were meant to live? Because there are only two choices: act now or regret forever. Make your choice, but choose wisely. Because there is no tomorrow, there is only today. And today is all you have. The problem is you, yes you, who choose to stay in your comfort zone even though you know it's suffocating you. You, who keep making the same empty promises to yourself, saying, "I'll start tomorrow," as if tomorrow is some kind of magic reset button. You, who cling to cheap excuses while time keeps slipping through your fingers like sand. You, who think you have all the time in the world when in reality, your clock is already counting down. Look around. How many people have you seen pass you by? How many friends, colleagues, or even strangers have turned their lives around while you stayed exactly where you are? How many times have you watched someone succeed and thought, "Why them and not me?" Let me tell you why. Because they chose to do what you refused to do. They took action. They didn't wait to feel ready. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't wait for motivation to magically appear out of nowhere. They just did it. And you're still here, sitting, waiting, hoping that something, someone, somehow will come along and change your life for you. But here's the truth. Nothing is coming and no one is coming. No one is going to do it for you. You either wake up and take control or you keep wasting your life. Because nothing changes until you change. Nothing moves until you move. Nothing happens until you decide to make it happen. How many more days are you willing to waste? How many more years are you willing to throw away? How many more excuses are you going to make before you finally admit the truth? The truth that your biggest enemy is yourself. Not the world, and not your past, not your circumstances, you. You are the reason you're stuck. You are the reason you're not where you want to be. You are the reason your dreams are still just dreams instead of reality. But you don't have to stay this way. Because just as you are the problem, you are also the solution. You have the power to break free. You have the power to change. You have the power to become everything you were meant to be. But power means nothing if you don't use it. Potential is worthless if it stays locked inside of you. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep making the same mistakes and let life pass you by? Or are you going to stand up, fight for yourself, and finally take what's yours? Because time is running out, and there is no tomorrow. There is only right now, so move, act, change, or stay exactly where you are, and watch your life slip away. There is no tomorrow. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow"? How many times have you pushed your dreams aside, convinced that you'll have another chance, another day, another opportunity? But here's the truth, the one you've been avoiding, the one you don't want to admit. Tomorrow is a lie. It's an illusion, a comfortable excuse, a trap you've fallen into time and time again. And while you sit there waiting for the perfect moment, life is passing you by. Time is running out. If you don't do it now, you'll never do it. If you don't get up today, you will stay exactly where you are, stuck, frustrated, wondering why nothing ever changes. Life isn't going to wait for you. The world doesn't owe you success, happiness, or achievement. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to put in the effort for you. It's you versus you. And right now you're losing. How many more days will you let slip away? How many more dreams will you let die because you were too tired, too scared, too comfortable? How many more times will you watch someone else succeed and tell yourself they were lucky, instead of admitting that they worked harder than you? The moment is now, not later, not tomorrow, now. Get up, look in the mirror, face yourself. Are you going to keep making excuses? Keep telling yourself that someday things will change? Or are you going to do something right now to take control of your life? You can sit there and let time slip through your fingers, or you can decide, right this second, to break the cycle. Because if you keep waiting, if you keep pushing it off, the only thing you'll have left at the end of your life is a long list of regrets. Regret that you didn't take action. Regret that you wasted your potential. Regret that you let fear control you. And when that moment comes, when you're old, when your time is running out, when you realize there are no more chances left, what will you say to yourself? That you tried? That you wanted to do more? That you meant to change but just never got around to it? Do you really want to spend your final days looking back on a life full of what-ifs? Do you want to be haunted by the things you never did? The opportunities you ignored? The dreams you let die? Because make no mistake, that's exactly what will happen if you don't act now. You can lie to yourself today. You can tell yourself that you still have time, that you'll do it later, that next week, next month, next year will be different. But deep down, you know the truth. You know that later never comes. You know that every time you push it off, you're just delaying the inevitable. A future where you failed yourself. But here's the good news. You don't have to let that happen. You can stop it right now. Because if you decide to move now, if you decide to push through the fear, the doubt, the laziness, everything can change. Imagine looking back at your life and feeling proud. Proud that you didn't back down, and proud that you fought for what you wanted. Proud that you became the person you always knew you could be. That future is still possible, but it starts today, so choose. Either you keep throwing your life away, watching the days slip through your fingers like sand, or you stand up, take control, and become the person you were meant to be. Because there is no tomorrow. There is only right now. And the question is, what are you going to do with it?